In 1974, a modest section of Jim Jones's followers had gone to Guyana to institute an agricultural cooperative on an expansive jungle in the tiny nation. By 1977, Jones and more than 1,000 temple members had moved to Guyana. Jonestown was promised to be a paradise, however it was far from that. The temple members faced treatment that would be seen by others as controlling. They were forced to work long days in the fields while being plagued by mosquitoes and tropical diseases. Armed guards patrolled the jungle compound, not hesitating to dole out punishments to those they felt were deserving. Upon arrival to the compound, medications and passports were confiscated, stranding the followers in Guyana far from home. Late-night meetings and late-night mock suicide drills were mandatory, and if someone failed to arrive, other members of the community were urged to tell Jones. Not only was every minute of their lives monitored in the compound, their phone calls and letters home were heavily censored. Jones, with his declining mental health and drug addiction, thought of himself as Vladimir Lenin and Jesus Christ, complete with his own throne in the compound's pavilion. His paranoia had convinced himself that the media and others outside of the followers were out to kill him. American families were concerned about the loved ones that left for Guyana and convinced Leo Ryan, a United States representative from California, that followers were being held against their will at Jonestown. Ryan arrived in Guyana in November of 1978 with a delegation that ranged from news reporters and photographers to concerned relatives of some of the temple members. November 17, 1978, the congressman and those he had with him were surprisingly welcomed into the Jonestown compound with dinner and entertainment. Jim Jones even agreed to meet with the reporters. Toward the end of the congressman's visit, some Jonestown members asked Ryan and his group to help get them out of Jonestown. November 18th, everything changed for Ryan and the people of Jonestown. Ryan and his group had planned their departure from Guyana on November 18th, since they could see nothing wrong with the treatment of the temple members. Ryan, however, with his group of reporters and photographers, also had a small body of People's Temple defectors. After leaving Jonestown, they had to wait at a nearby jungle airstrip. While they were there, they were ambushed by gunmen sent by Jim Jones. November 18th, 1978 marks the day that Jim Jones's paranoia became too much for him. The same day as the ambush at the airstrip, Jones told his followers to gather in the main pavilion where the soldiers would come for them and torture them. He ordered everyone to participate in what he termed a revolutionary act. The youngest members of the People's Temple were the first to die, as parents and nurses used syringes to drop a potent mix of cyanide sedatives and powdered fruit juice in the children's throats. Jones had reportedly obtained large amounts of cyanide. Adults then lined up to drink the poison-laced concoction while armed guards surrounded the pavilion. When Guyanese officials arrived at the Jonestown compound the next day, they found it carpeted with hundreds of bodies. Many people had perished with their arms around each other. Jim Jones, aged 47, was found in a chair, dead from a single bullet wound to the head, most likely self-inflicted. The death toll at Jonestown on November 18, 1978, was 909 people, a third of them children. Jonestown also had a profound impact on Western society. Like 9/11, it set in motion a war, but of a different kind. A war on alternative spirituality. The derisive phrase, "don't drink the Kool-Aid," and the sense of dread incited by the word cult, stems from the Jonestown aftermath. Their meanings are understood even by those only vaguely familiar with or born after this event. The Jonestown narrative spawned the enduring cult archetype of our times, and sealing the term with diabolical association.